There we were, just like it was supposed to be. The start of spring, you pretty thing, you were the girl for me. It started easy, we just took it nice and slow. You know, big plans, just holding hands to let our feelings grow. And you were so beautiful. Yeah, you.
Hey everybody, we're here at NiagaraWineVideos.com, and we're with Gordon Robert, the winemaker of Stony Ridge. Okay, talking wine. Last thing we were going to do, two last things to do is we want to determine when to pick our grapes. Right? Pretty important thing. Flavors change, ashes change, sugars change. There is two extremely important things when it comes to deciding when you pick grapes: sugar content and the acid. First thing is sugar content. That's we call that bricks, German Oschle. In Germany they use Oschle, which is half the bricks. Typically grapes are between 20 and 24 bricks, okay? And that's a relation to the density of the juice. So it allows you to kind of get more sugars there.
So you pick a grape, you smush it, you go up to the lab, you test it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we know we're getting close because we're doing an analysis. There's a few things with sampling. Grape bunches, they don't ripen. The berries within a grape bunch ripen quite differently. So when you're doing your sampling, to determine the sugar and the acid, right, you have to take one from the top, one from the middle, one from the bottom, and one from the back. That's very important to do your sampling. That we'll walk through, and we have a random pattern that we will use, where the person will come up and go top, middle, bottom, back, and then move on to 5-6 panels down, pick a random grapevine, and you get samples, and we'll get maybe about 800 berries. And Cabernet Franc. We're looking at, first thing is sugar we were talking about, right? Looking for Cabernet Franc. It'd be great to get around 23 to 24 bricks, which will translate into about a 13% alcohol wine if we ferment it totally dry. So we're looking for sugar. We're looking for acidity, which is, and that's the second most important, your acidity. Generally, red wines, you're looking for an acidity of around 3.3 with respect to pH to 3.6, and titratable is our total acidity of around 8 to 10. Okay. There's another thing we're going to look for, which is the phenological ripeness of the grape, meaning are they actually ready to be harvested? Is Mother Nature saying that they're ready to be harvested? And are they actually truly ripe? What you want to do is taste the skins, and you're tasting for tannins, some bitter tannins in the skins, maybe some green flavors, and you also want to take a look at the seeds. What happens? The seeds start before they become actually phenologically ripe. They're very green, and they can be very bitter. And a good indication the grape is ready to be picked is that when the seeds turn to brown. Okay, and the darker brown they get, then you can bite into the seeds, and there's no bitterness to it. It's just a nice soft tannin. So that's another one we assess when we're trying to figure out whether we're ready to pick or not. Major thing as well, obviously flavor. You want to taste the grape, where the flavor's at. It changes drastically. Some varieties more than others. With respect to the flavor profile between 21 and 24 bricks. Okay, you got different flavors at different times. So you might even be out in a block and say, okay, I'm going to pick half of it right now. I'm going to pick half of it in a week from now because I know the flavor is going to do something different with it. Okay. We can also look at one last thing. That's you want to put a few grapes in your mouth, chew them up, crunch the seeds, crunch the skins together. Make a mash, maybe 3-4 seconds. Then you got to spit the juice out, and that'll give you an indication of how much color is actually present in those skins to be extracted to find out. Okay, the sugar might be there, the acid's there, but and the flavor's there, but the skins actually aren't giving a lot of color yet. So I might want to wait another week in order to get the right color extraction that I want. So, right now I got a really nice dark purple juice coming from just crunching it around, just for biting through the skins and letting it macerate into the juice. Get some good color already now. So I like the flavor. I think the sugar's got to go a little bit higher. Excuse me. And I think the acid's got to come down just a little bit more. And we're ready to pick. This is right now, October 25th or September 25th, and we're probably looking at about a week to 10 days where we harvest the block.
And why do you think Cabernet Franc is one of the best varietals that grows or thrives here in Niagara?
It's my personal favorite to make. It is extremely winter hardy, meaning that the winters don't kill them off. These grapevines, this particular variety off. It also always ripens fairly consistently, in that you need so many growing degree days or heat units from a viticulture standpoint to ripen a grape to maturity. We get this nice. It doesn't go through bud break, meaning when these shoots start to push too early, so you won't suffer from a early spring frost, and it ripens in enough time before you usually get that fall frost, which will then defoliate the canopy. Great flavors if done properly. I think it is the red for Niagara.
All right, thanks, Gord.
No problem. My pleasure, Brad.
Cheers.
Cheers.
She was just waiting